We have shroom.
Yeah. We've got about a minute here, Shroom.
But yeah, I mean, my wife will wind up making more
Retired.
She'll make more at 67 than she's making right now as retired.
My wife, same way.
And she has to work 4 more years, and she gets like an additional, I forget what it is, but after we went and talked to our financial advisor, yeah, we couldn't spend all of our money if we took a yearly salary from the money I got at $185,000 a year. We don't, between the two of us, we've never made that much.
Right.
And we lived within our means and comfortably. But yeah, he started throwing numbers at us, and I'm like, I don't need that much money. I don't.
Okay, let's see here. Whoops. And we're live.
Always
good morning, old guy.
Morning, Mr. Shroom.
And good morning, Digi. And let's see here. Yeah, Digi's the only one in the stream so far. Ramen will show up maybe. But so how was your road trip?
My road trip was long but exciting.
Oh, Okie Native. Okie Native showed up.
Yeah, it is unbelievable how much you make if you're dead. Just ask the Democrats.
Yeah, with my life insurance policies I have, if I were to die today, my wife would live comfortably until age 115.
That's a bonus.
So that should carry her well. She should be, because that any debts I have would automatically be paid off. Any debts that were in my name.
Morning, Paul.
So, oh man, good morning.
Oh,
so that's about the only, I made certain that, I took out a whole life policy back when I was 29 years old. And it's been paid off now for a couple of years, and it's a $500 million policy.
Yeah.
And it's, whole life policies pay off to where you don't have to pay on them no more, and that policy is still active.
Yep. Paid in full.
They're a little bit, they're more expensive than term policies, yes. But they're well worth it, because especially like I took a $50,000 one on my son when he was born, and it's been paid off now for quite a while. Then I wish they'd allowed me to take out policies on my grandchildren when they were born, but the laws have changed and you can't do it yet. Grandparents can no longer take out policies on their grandchildren.
You would think that would be like more the norm, because grandparents would have the money to afford it. Well, not in this day and age, but people like us that are of grandparent age, people like us can now afford it. But kids today, when they have grandkids, they're not going to be able to. They wouldn't be able to afford it.
Well, the way the companies now look at it is grandparents are no longer considered immediate family. And that's from issues, grandparents making demands and going to court. Going to court for visitation rights and such.
Yeah,
so a few overly entitled people in troubled families ruined it for everybody.
You aren't wrong, Okie. Being able to afford it is relative to your lifestyle.
Yep.
I think Monkey was saying that earlier this morning.
I didn't listen to Monkey this morning. I try not to listen to him until after I've had my show.
Yeah.
That way it's my thoughts, not influenced by him or anybody else. Even though sometimes he makes me rethink my position.
Well, his point was, oh, my grandparents bought a house for $5 back in the 40s. Yeah.
And that $5 took him 20. He was being paid 30 cents an hour, so it took him how long to save up that $5 at 30 cents an hour?
Well, but it wasn't the point of how much the house actually cost.
Right.
It was, you can't afford it because of your lifestyle. You look at his lifestyle. He got up in the morning, he worked his ass off, he came home, he took care of the family, he worked the house, the ranch, the farm, whatever. He didn't have subscriptions. He didn't have $5 lattes. He didn't have internet service. He didn't have phone service. He didn't have a car. He didn't have, you have all of those things. You do away with that, and guess what? You're going to make a lot of money.
Yeah. I mean, before cell phones, my household bill was like $35 a month to have a phone hanging in my house.
Yeah.
And if I wanted long distance, so it took it up to like $60 a month for my phone, including long distance phone calls.
I mean, hell, dinner cost him 50 cents because he went out and shot a deer and he had dinner for 3.5 weeks.
So, but now I've got a $800 cell phone. I've had it now for 3 years, but it'll cost me $800. And a $200 a month cell phone bill.
$100 a month cable bill and $100 a month internet bill, and and then you throw in today's day and age. You got your YouTube subscription, you've got your Paramount Plus, your Disney, it's like, guys, cut the fat out of your budget and you will save money.
And your grandmother, she most likely didn't work outside the home. So when grandfather came home from work, she had already baked bread. She had already baked a pie. She had already gone out to the vegetable garden and got up the vegetables, or went down into the root cellar and pulled out the carrots and potatoes out of the root cellar.
Yeah.
They grew a lot of their own food. They didn't go down to the, depending on, like my grandparents, they grew their own food. And even though my grandfather did have a job, he still grew his own food.
Yeah.
As well as handling 600 acre farmland.
Yeah, exactly, Digi. The other thing that's changed is women.
Yeah.
Good point. And I don't mean that in a bad way. It's an accurate statement.
But that's starting to change back. I don't know if you've noticed it, but I mean, On social media, I'm seeing a rise in the number of women saying, I'm going to be a stay-at-home mom. I'm going to learn how to bake. I'm going, we are cutting our budgets, our living expenses down to the bare minimum. I'm going to grow the wife wants to put in, for the first time in the 30 some years we've been married, she wants to put in a raised garden to
my
grow,
wife has those.
to grow her own vegetables and such.
We are doing tomatoes, zucchini, and onions.
She wants to do carrots. And I told her, if we're going to do it, and especially if we're going to buy that, the raised garden, everything to make the raised garden and such, I want at least 3 pepper plants in there. Jalapeno, habanero, pepper plants, tomato, and I actually miss fresh green beans.
Oh, fresh radishes.
Right. And they take up no space whatsoever.
Mm. Well,
green beans do, but radishes don't.
The green beans we grew at the place I last worked. Oh my God. The amount of green beans we had. And they were all of the plants were laced together, row after row after row.
Right. The strawberries wouldn't survive down here, did you?
Too hot?
Way too hot. I mean, it crawls up into the hundreds. Oh, the heat's kicked on and the puppy's enjoying it. He was asleep on the couch, curled up in a ball, and he's stretched out.
So what do we got in the news today?
But like I said, though, I've seen a lot more women are starting to, express the idea that they want to be they don't want the power bitch job anymore.
They want the trad wife.
Yeah, they want to become traditional wives. They want to stay home. They want to, Now, I don't know how long this sourdough craze is going to go, but people are making money. That's one thing. People are making money off of sourdough bread, selling starter yeast and such.
Okay, my question to all these women now wanting to be traditional housewives, whatever. A, how many of them are going to find a husband? B, how many of them are going to want to be catered to? All these women now that are saying they want to be traditional housewives, traditional stay-at-home moms, or traditional stay-at-home wives, whether they have kids or not, they don't understand those traditions.
Well, the ones I've heard, okay, that they're saying how they're cutting unnecessary things out of their lives. They're paring their expenses down to what they can comfortably live on the single budget.
Yeah.
So,
but they have to do long, hard math on that.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So, I hope it works. I hope it does do a turnaround. But a lot of these women, they're also suburban women. A trad wife don't work when you live in city and you're, my God, a small apartment is $1,400. No, what was that one I just saw?
$1,800 a month up here, single 1 bedroom.
I just saw one. It was $2,400 a month in New York, and it couldn't have been bigger than my living room.
Yeah, it's like 900 square feet.
No, we're talking closer to like 500 square feet.
It's like the size of a hotel room.
Yeah. I mean, a hotel room was spacious. So yeah, there's a guy on YouTube that goes around and tries to find the smallest apartments in New York, and it's outrageous. Some of the places that are being called apartments, they're 8 foot wide or 10 foot wide, 20 foot long, and that's it.
This brings up images of the tube cities in China or Japan or wherever they are.
The tube hotel rooms, yeah, they're just, yeah. Yeah, I've seen those. You go in and you process your credit card for a day's sleep.
Climb into a tube, and there you go. You're done.
Yep. And I'm too claustrophobic for that. Have you seen those ones that they've got in airports?
Yes. Yes.
Some of them are halfway decent.
Yeah, but my question is, how often do they change the sheets? I mean, I don't want to be hot swapping a bed with somebody. I mean, I don't live on a submarine. I mean, we'll talk about Tube City. I mean,
like you said, it's a great idea, but do they have somebody to go in there and clean it up and sand it? One of the discussions I got, and I was being honest about it. Okay, like at the hotel I work at. Okay, when somebody checks out of the room, everything on that bed comes off, goes up to the laundry, and gets washed, including the duvet. And people were surprised when I told them that we wash duvets between every guest. Well, the way people treat those beds, yeah, some there are people that they're just disgusting. So yes, we do wash the duvets. Housekeeping is supposed to wipe down and sanitize the room phones and the remote controls. But knowing the housekeepers we have, I would lay dollars to donuts that they don't.
Huh.
Even though it's on their checklist.
Right.
That they're supposed to fill out for every room. When the housekeepers get their room assignments in the morning, when they show up, they're given a checklist with each room number written across the top of it. And they're supposed to check mark everything they do. They check off that they sanitize that remote and hand receiver on the phone, and wipe down and sanitize the buttons and such. But I wouldn't.
Yeah. See, when I stay in a hotel room, I touch as little as possible, and it's not because I'm germophobic or something. It's just like yes. Sunday night, I went into the room, turned on the light, got in bed, went to sleep, got up, peed, flushed the toilet, got in the shower, used their soap, left. I dirtied one washcloth, one towel.
When when the wife and I have to stay at a hotel now, and the wife thinks I'm crazy, but it's after having worked in hotels for over 20 years. You know, I've just I go in with Clorox wipes. I wipe down before I even turn on. I don't touch the light switch until I've wiped it down.
Yeah.
Set, the TV remote. I don't touch it until I've wiped it down with the Clorox wipe. The phone, the mattress. I bought a UV light. I did. I bought a UV light and I run it over the bed. I got one of those O lights,
Yeah.
O light brand, and it's got a UV light built into it. Damn Skippy, I run that thing over the sheets and the blankets and the duvet. If there's signs that ain't been washed, I'm calling down and saying I want fresh set that's been washed.
Yeah.
I mean, I know, but I've worked in hotels and I've seen what bad housekeepers will do, or
Yeah,
what bad
a lot of
housekeepers won't
times,
do.
a lot of times the companies that I used to work for, I won't patronize ever again.
Right.
Only because I saw inside what was done.
Oh, after I worked convenience stores, I'll never drink out of a fountain machine again.
Yeah.
I'll never drink out of a fountain machine. Never. Absolutely not. Because the first time I stripped down the fountain machine in the store I worked at, and I saw the amount of mold that was in there. And at the hotel, the people knew that the stuff was cleaned at the hotel. That the breakfast stuff. They knew our stuff was clean because I'd go in there. Anybody last call for drinks, and then I'd start stripping down the equipment and putting everything in the bleach water. So that they were well aware that stuff got all wiped down and cleaned every day.
Yeah.
No, we made that policy. No, we just wanted to give the guests a reassurance that the milk and the juice machines were stripped down and sanitized every day, because we did it right there in front of them.
You just read it too, huh?
Okie, you're something else, my friend.
I honestly didn't know there were special codes.
Neither did I. But see, they call them midnight ballerinas now.
Midnight ballerinas. Okay.
Yeah. Your strippers and such, they don't call themselves strippers anymore. They call themselves midnight ballerinas.
I guess you could, yeah.
That it works.
It's I mean, technically they're not lying, but they're stretching that out to the point of breakage.
Stretch Armstrong's got nothing on him. that slinky was stretched to the limits. Did you ever stretch out your slinky when you was a kid?
I don't think there was a metal slinky made that did not at least get bent or stretched at some point in its life.
It had no life after it got stretched.
Yeah, I have a wire now, a flat wire at that.
One that cut the hell out of you.
Right.
That edge was sharp.
I still remember those commercials.
Slinkiest. Now, remember the old Goodies candies?
Goodies. That wasn't the strawberry and the
Vanilla and such a little. Oh, let me see if I can find it again here.
Was it the hard candies, like the round ones?
Well, oblong shaped. Let's see here. Here we go. Good and Plenty is what I was thinking of. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I remember those. I was never a fan because I hate licorice.
Oh, see, I am a licorice fan. I love licorice, especially. I'm the weird guy that likes black licorice.
Oh, my wife does. Kids do too.
Ooh, my wife gets physically ill. She sees me eating black licorice.
As a matter of fact, the wife just found some blackjack gum.
Ooh,
Yeah, right.
Oh,
haven't heard that name in a couple of decades.
I didn't even know they still made that.
An engineer, choo-choo. Once upon a time there was an engineer. Choo-choo Charlie was his name, we hear. He had an engine and he sure had fun. He's good and plenty candy to make his train run.
Charlie says, love my good and plenty. Charlie says, really rings the bell. Charlie says, love my good and plenty. Don't know any other candy that I love so well.
What was the other besides Good and Plenty that was a fruit one? But just so you know, in 2019, Garrett J. Verberg acquired the Blackjack Gum brand along with several others, the parent of Cadbury. So as far as I know, it's still being made.
Okie, I've never stayed at a Hampton Inn. I've never. I had one experience with a Hampton Inn when I worked for Krispy Kreme. I delivered donuts out to them, and the lady in charge of their breakfast area, their food and drink manager, she physically inspected every donut of the 6 dozen donuts I was taking out there to ensure, not just count them, but to inspect them to ensure that they're up to standards for her guest. I'm sitting there looking at her and said, they're just donuts.
Hey, Sharon.
Yeah.
You can get blackjack gum on Amazon.
I'm about ready to make an Altoids order, so.
Blackjack gum vintage collector's tin with 10 packs of blackjack gum for $10.
I may have to do that. Like I said, I'm getting ready to order some Altoids. I may have to get ready to do that.
Well, they also have a variety pack of Beeman's, Blackjack, Clove, and Tea Berry.
Tea Berry?
T-E-A berry.
Oh. I've never had those.
Well, just throwing it out there for you. Apparently it's all the same company, Beeman.
Interesting.
So,
I ran across that Good and Plenty commercial the other day and was like, oh my God, I hadn't heard that song since the 70s.
right.
You remember when there used to be a track in 83, 84, when I was driving from Ohio to Florida from just coming back from Germany. I stayed at a Motel 6, and this woman she wasn't too unattractive, and she wasn't fat or skinny. She, a nice body build on her. She knocked on my door, and the guy with her said $60 for an hour. And I just sort of shut the door in their face. It's like, yeah, and what can I catch from her?
Yeah.
That was kind of bold, that knock on the door and just tell you how much it was. And she's just standing there. Okay, you were only one in 83? I'd already done 2 years. I'd already been in the service for 5 years. I did 2 years at Luke and then 3 years in Germany at that point.
Brooke Shields.
Yeah, I don't even remember what she did look like.
A skinny tart.
And then when I spent the night in another trip I made. I'd spent the night coming back, and I made it almost to Atlanta. So I spent the night on the outskirts of Atlanta. And in the room was advertisements for them. Got the picture, her measurements, and the phone number to call her to discuss prices.
Discuss prices.
I'm on my way to bed to go to sleep and nothing else. Thank you, but no thank you.
$60.84. Damn, that was expensive.
So, well, they had to make a living. I mean, I stayed at a Motel 6 for a reason.
Right.
And it wasn't that. I wasn't going to pay 10 times what I was paying for my room. All right.
Yeah.
I think the room itself was actually like $15 or $16, but that's beside the point. It was still branded as a Motel 6 at the time.
It was I was thinking about it when I was looking for a hotel last night or night before last. The old Red Roof Inn commercial with, who was it, Martin Ball?
Oh yeah,
it's good mint, not a $6 mint. We'll leave the light on for you.
We'll leave the light on for you.
Oh, good times. They had the best commercials back in the 70s and early 80s.
I tell you what, I've said this before, and it's really going to apply. These AI commercials are going to get weird.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, they are really going to get weird here on the AI stuff. I've already seen some on the internet commercials. you know, they're experimenting with the online people before they give them to the normies who don't spend time online.
Yeah, well, I like the fact that all these companies are going to start doing this, and they're shooting themselves in the foot because there's no copyright on AI.
Really?
No. If something is AI generated, there is no copyright for it. Who's going to copyright it?
The people that input all the information.
But all they did was input the information. They designed nothing.
Well,
they told the machine what to do. The machine made the image. They can say, "Oh, I want a green background and I want this." That's all fine and good, but a machine made it. It cannot be copyrighted because a person did not do it.
When I made my opening sequence there, all right, I uploaded a picture of a mushroom that I liked to the AI. And then I put in a very descriptive, like 100-word description of what I wanted.
Right.
And then that generated back that opening sequence.
Okay. It generated your opening sequence. You did not. So you can't copyright it. And a machine cannot make a copyright.
All right. But what's the difference between that
and having an artist do it?
And taking a photograph, because you didn't create what you took a photograph of. It was already there.
But you created the photograph.
No, you didn't.
Yeah, you did.
All you did was push a button on the camera.
Right.
You did not create that photograph. The camera did.
I see what you're saying, but it's your effort to find the location, the time, and all of that.
And it was my effort.
Then you had to develop the film. Data entry. It's already out there that AI images are non-copyrightable.
And what about like the CGI in the movie Tron? The CGI process there, or the CGI process in Star Wars, CGI process in Star Trek.
Okay.
None of that can be copyrighted?
Not in the sense of the actual creation of the images, but the whole motion picture can be copyrighted. You see what I'm saying? If it's a single image or a single snippet, I mean, like Shrek is all computer generated graphics,
right?
But they still had to do the wireframes. They still had to do the shading. They still had to do. It's still computer generated, but the amount of work that goes into it, and the editing, but when you say, "Hey, create this picture for me with these parameters," and if it doesn't do it the way you want it, then you have it do it again and again and again until it's right, until it meets your criteria. So are all of those images copyrightable? even the ones you threw away, because it didn't meet your standards.
All right. Okay. All right. I just looked up. I'm looking up from the University of Southern California AI copyright and the law, the ongoing battle over intellectual property rights. Oh, this was not something I'd planned on getting into. All right, before we get into this, all right, let me cover this real quick. Dick Cheney died last night, heart problems and pneumonia. All right. There's been a lot of, I was going to show the videos, but you can imagine the hatred, the people who are gleeful over his death. As I've said before, anybody who cheers the death of someone has no soul. If that cheer, that glee over their death is strictly because they disagreed with them over politics. There's only been two people that I was gleeful when they died. All right. One of them was Osama bin Laden when I heard he died, and the other one was Saddam Hussein. They're the only two people that when they died, I was like, good.
In modern history.
Right, in modern history. In my lifetime.
Mm.
All right. Hey, Lizelle, how you doing today? Yeah, he was 84 years old when he died. So and as much as I dislike his daughter for her personality and her political positions and what she did during the January 6th congressional investigations, my heart goes out to her as she lost her father, a man that she most likely loved very dearly.
Yep, I feel bad for the family, and as far as it'll go.
I may disagree with you on politics all day long, but I don't ever want to see anybody hurt or killed over politics. And I'll never take glee over somebody who dying because I disagreed with them politically.
Anybody that's lived a full life, I will wish them well on their afterlife journey, but
now I'll throw a party the day after Nancy Pelosi steps out of office. But I will not be gleeful on the day if she were to die in office. Same way with Chuck Schumer.
Right there with you.
Okay. And I think it's absolutely disgusting. If you go to my X account, you'll see 4 or 5 videos that I posted this morning that I was going to show. But there's no sense in me showing them. But anyway, but you can imagine, what they're saying and how they're doing. And I just find it absolutely disgusting. So, what did he do? Some things I strongly disagreed with? Yes. Was he proven wrong with some of the things he said in public? Yes.
Was he not a good person? He was not a good person. I got my personal opinion. I don't think he was a good person. But I would say 50% of the population, I don't think are good people. And I don't mean that as far as the political spectrum. I just think as a general rule, most people aren't good people.
Or they don't try to be good people.
No.
I mean, I'm not a good person, but I sure try to be a good person. I try my best to be a good person. But like everybody, I have my failings. So, but anyway, that was my thumbnail here. Dick Cheney died this morning, 84 years old. Last night, 84 years old. And today is election day in New York.
Election day, a lot of places.
And we'll find out this evening whether we've got a Muslim socialist as a mayor of New York City.
A
25 years.
A Muslim communist, not a socialist, communist.
I'll give you that. I was trying to use their own descriptor of him.
Socialist is just commie light.
Yes. It's step 5 of 6 steps to being a communist.
6.5 or 5.5 to 6.
So, yes. But we'll find out if New York's foolish enough to elect him. No, I mean, I won't be happy if they elect Cuomo, but but that's beside the point. They're Cuomo's by far better than Mondami is. But
yeah, when you're talking in negative numbers.
Yeah. Well, like
how many people will die? Yeah, Cuomo's better.
The other guy, Swally. I can never pronounce his name.
Swahili, I don't know.
The guy from the Guardian Angels.
Oh yeah,
right. As I mean, for what he's done for New York over his lifetime, I give the man all kinds of credit, but I don't know what he'd be like as a mayor.
But when was the last time you really heard anything out of the Guardian Angels? I mean, last time I really heard anything was back in the late 70s?
Right. Well, the Guardian Angels sort of fell apart when this guy got shot by the mafia dude a few times in the stomach and surprisingly lived. The Guardian Angels sort of fell apart after that. Because, people didn't want to get shot. Let's see. I wonder how powerful. Yeah, you're pretty much exactly right there, Paul. You're pretty much exactly right. They are communists. When you're talking about opening up government grocery stores, government-ran grocery stores, to compete with regular grocery stores, we got a problem. That's why I was glad when Ohio got rid of government-ran liquor stores. Local news.
Yeah, I don't think government should be involved in any consumer.
Right.
Any consumer business. Oh, well, it's the only way we can be sure it's not corrupt. Okay.
Yeah, let the corrupt government step in. The guys who take, aren't supposed to take bribes, but do.
Well, up here in Washington, when they did away with the state-run liquor stores and put it into grocery stores, that was such a big stink because they were only going to allow X number of grocery stores to carry alcohol. Doesn't matter if your whole chain is eligible, only certain stores would be able. This QFC here, but 3 miles away, that QFC, no. It's like
due to the neighborhoods, due to the neighborhoods that the store was in.
And when they legalized pot up here, they did the same thing. Oh, we're only going to give out 60 for the whole state. And 40 of them are going to be in Eastern Washington. It's like, what? Where nobody lives. Not that I care, but...
You mean there 40 of them are going to go to the conservative side of Washington State?
Yeah. You know, where 37 people live instead of Western Washington, where 27 million people live.
Well, it's like this nonsense when Florida, the idiots, when Florida passed the marijuana thing made a constitutional amendment to allow people to buy it, they didn't realize that as badly as that law was written, they ignored the fact that the law was written in such a way that there's only like 6 producers that were allowed to sell to the entire state. You could have stores wherever you wanted, but there's only like 6 producers that they were allowed to buy from.
Apparently Diane Ladd passed away.
Yeah, she died 2 days ago.
I've been out of the loop for 3 days, so
yeah,
I just happened to see.
Yeah, she died Sunday, I think. That's Laura Dern's mama.
Yeah. Multiple bomb threats at polling places. And just ripping through Twitter real quick. It's just like, wow, okay.
Oh, in New York?
It didn't say where the bomb threats were at.
Oh, okay.
From Jack Prosobic.
Huh.
Amid machine malfunctions in Cumberland County, New Jersey.
Oh, that. New Jersey having voting issues? No.
Independent voters in New Jersey tend to break towards Ciatrelli. Yeah.
I didn't know New Jersey was having a major.
Oh, they're having a huge. Was it New Jersey? No, it was Virginia's the one that was having the huge.
Yeah, Virginia's governor race between a black Republican female and a white liberal female.
Yeah.
And Obama, after preaching for years how to vote, that the black people needed to vote for the black candidates because, they're black, they know where you come from, is stepping in and vote. Came out and endorsed the white woman in this election. The hypocrisy of the Obamas is just amazing.
The hypocrisy of the Democrats is amazing.
Well, yeah, that's true too. But I love poking holes in the demigods of the Democratic Party. So. Let's see here. The court agreed with the Copyright Office that only human beings qualify as authors under U.S. copyright law, meaning AI-generated work like the one submitted by a Thaler is not eligible for copyright protection. The court emphasized that human creativity is a fundamental requirement for copyright eligibility. This decision aligns with previous U.S. copyright rulings that have rejected AI-generated artwork applications. It also aligns with the broader principle that copyright protects the expression of ideas by humans, not the ideas themselves or works generated autonomously by machines. U.S. Copyright Office has consistently maintained that human authorship is prerequisite for copyright protection, a position that has been supported by recent court decisions. However, and this was the question where I was questioning, this ruling does not fully address the complexities of human AI collaboration. Copyright Office has clarified that if a human provides significant creative input, such as editing, arranging, or selecting AI-generated elements, a work might be eligible for copyright protection. The office emphasizes the extent of human involvement and the level of control exerted by human creators are crucial factors in determining the copyrightability of AI-assisted works, but the line between human authorship and time and machine-generated remains blurry, and future cases will refine this legal standard. See, that was the point I had, I mean, I sat there, I picked out the design, I wanted the background scene, what I wanted to look like, the angle I wanted the camera angle to be at.
No, I do. I get what you're saying, but right now they're saying that AI copyright technically does not exist.
But they're saying, though, it depends on how much human intervention there was.
Right.
And okay. So therefore, with the amount of intervention that I had in mine, may, okay, I didn't say would, I said may cross that line into where they're saying, yes, it is copyrightable because it is a human created. I mean, it's no different than, honestly, like I said, a camera. All right, you can point a cam. I mean, you put a field cam up. Are those pictures taken by your field cam copyrightable? All you did is put a camera up in the woods and it clicked off a bunch of pictures when the deer or the bears or whatever walked in front of it. You did nothing but put a camera in a location, tied it to a tree. Should you be able to copyright those photographs?
Camera couldn't have done it by itself.
It did it by an automatic. It did it by the motion detection device.
But the camera didn't take itself out there and hang itself on a tree.
The AI didn't. The AI did not generate that thing by just spontaneously generate that picture. I told it what I wanted.
Right, but where did it get the information?
I uploaded it to it and then physically input the parameters. Typed in the parameters that I was looking for.
I'm just saying that as of right now, for the most part,
right,
AI generated stuff is not copyrighted or cannot be
not automatically copyrighted because of it does require a significant amount of human interactivity with it.
Sure.
Okay. So, but you understand what I'm saying.
It's a valid argument. It's definitely a valid argument, but as of right now, it's not holding water.
If I take a camera out and tie it to a post or to a tree, and it's a type of camera that works with motion detection, because that camera's out, those cameras are there. Can you copy? All you did is put that camera there. You had, and the camera in and of itself, because of its own capabilities, having motion detection, and it wirelessly sent you the pictures through the internet. Can you copyright that picture? But you had absolutely nothing to do with it other than I put this camera here. I bought a camera or rented a camera and put it up.
I think the counter argument to that would be I had to choose the location. I had to choose the height. I had to choose where I wanted it pointed.
And I had to choose this. I had to input parameters. I had to decide what type of image I was looking for. I had to type all this in. I had to make specific requirements. So I mean, I put a lot more work into generating that opening sequence, that 1 minute opening sequence, than that guy did hanging that camera up.
I understand both sides of the argument. I do. And I agree that both sides of the argument do have valid points. Now it's when you start really getting into quote unquote bunny ears, excuse me, when you start having to get down into splitting hairs. You would have to prove how much work you did above what the AI did. If I say, hey, take this picture and make me a cartoon out of it, I mean, that's how I created my avatar. Was I uploaded a picture and said, make me a cartoon avatar. Don't like that one. Don't like that one. I'll take that one. Is that copyrightable? The picture itself is, but the AI generated part of it is not. I provided the picture. My picture is copyrightable. The results of that picture are not. Unless I said, hey, could you draw this picture as a cartoon to an artist? That artist could copyright it. I took all the effort to make the picture, but I didn't do any effort to generate an AI image. They're the same picture, just different color schemes. I mean, that is a real picture of me.
Right.
It's just been cartooned.
Right. Well, it's like the discussion I had with our photographer when we got married, when my wife and I got married. Okay. I told him I wanted the negatives, and he told me I'd have to give him $600 for them.
That sounds fair. I mean, I like it, but it sounds fair.
And this is on top of me paying him $1,000 to come out and take the pictures of the wedding.
Right. Well, okay. It's his work, and he wants to be compensated for his work. You asked for pictures. You didn't ask for negatives until.
No. When we were discussing the prices, I said, okay. Before I hired him.
Yeah.
I said, okay, I want this. I'd like to have you come out, take this number of pictures of the wedding. These will be the hours I expect you to be there. And it was like 3 hours total. And I want the negatives to go with them. And he says $1,000, $300 an hour for the wedding pictures themselves, for the wedding, for me to come out and for me to do the pictures. And if you want the negatives, that's an extra $600. And this was 35 years ago.
It was a lot of money 35 years ago.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Crap ton of money 35 years ago.
That's what I'm saying. I figured that, that's why I argued I should own my negatives for that $1,000 I'm paying you for those 3 hours.
Hell, that's how much my first car I paid for cost. $1,600.
Yeah. I really felt, and I still feel I should have owned those negatives. When that photographer died, I contacted the estate and said, "Hey, I want the negatives from our wedding." And they said, "Yeah, we can sell them to you, but they'll be $1,000." They wanted $1,000 for them. Like, you've got to be kidding me.
$400 or $600 increase, 35 years. That seems reasonable.
Well, no, it's like, what good are these negatives going to do you? He was the photographer. You're not going to do anything with them.
I use them as part of their portfolio. These are some of the pictures I took.
No, he was dead.
Again, that would be why he wants them is, hey, here is my work.
Well, yeah.
But after he passed away, I'd be going $1,000, dude. I'll give you 100.
Oh, and none of them were photographers, and they couldn't use those pictures to show their work because they didn't take them.
Yeah, but another photographer could get them and use their camera angles and, determine what settings they use. Well, back then it wouldn't have been digital, but, in this day and age, because very few people use actual film cameras anymore, which is sad.
I know a few professional photographers who do.
My stepson still uses a 35 mil.
I've still got my 35 mil, and I just bought film for it. Problem is there's nobody in town that
will develop it,
that does any kind of developing.
Yeah. If I'm not mistaken, Kodak still does. You can send it in to them and have them print it out and send it back.
Right. Now, I wish I'd gotten into photography and learned how to do my own developing.
Yeah, I wanted to get into photography when my grandfather passed away because I got all of his camera gear and I never pursued it. I bet there's still film in the camera.
Yeah, I've got... I was going through some old boxes and I found my Pentax ME Super.
We had Yashicas
that I bought when I was in Germany in 1984. I bought my, within a month or two of getting to Germany.
Your camera's as old as Okie.
By the way, good morning, Ramen.
Yeah,
I apologize for ignoring you.
Yeah, I had to say sorry. I didn't have chat up, which is weird because I have 3 monitors. Why wouldn't I have chat up?
I've got my phone. I didn't pay attention and the battery died, so I got it sitting on the charger. So I don't have a second screen right now. Because my charger's not near my computer.
I have a birthday coming up a couple of weeks, and the wife was just like, listen, it's a special birthday for you and this, that, and the other. You got to be home and I want to get you something special and this, that, and the other. And she happened to pop into my Amazon wish list and saw something on there that I had been looking at. I've been looking at them for 10 years. A new computer chair.
Oh.
Yeah.
Ooh.
It's $2,200.
Have you seen the new Razer computer chairs? Gaming chairs?
I think so. Been looking at computer chairs for a long time.
They are,
but no, the one she was wanting to buy me is $2,200.
Ooh.
It self reclines. Think of a scorpion, and that's what the chair looks like.
Wow.
Yeah, she wanted to buy me one of those, and I went, "What? Don't do that, because there's only, out of the like 4 I have on my wish list, there's only one of those that will actually fit in my computer room." Because they have like a maximum opening of like 78 inches.
Right.
My ceiling is 77 inches.
What?
So there, out of all of them, there's only one that will open fully and not hit my ceiling. So I'm just like,
your room is only 6.5 foot tall.
The computer room, yeah, it has a fully sheetrock drop ceiling.
Wow. Who would put a drop ceiling in at 6.5 foot tall?
Well, I don't know that that's the actual height, but it's like a 7-foot ceiling. Might be just under 7. But whoever built this house or built this room decided they wanted recessed lighting. So to do that, they had to have a drop ceiling.
Speaking of recessed, I don't think I've got the video on my phone. I don't think I downloaded it, and I can't get to my phone anyway right now. There is a video, older couple, older than me couple. Okay. You see this guy in the closet. He's just cranking on a crankshaft. All right. You hear the gears and the teeth clattering. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And it pans across the room. A wire going down into the hole of the floor of his living room. Then after a little bit, a fully decorated Christmas tree is coming up out of this hole.
I just saw that last night.
I'm like, son of a gun. That tree probably hasn't been redecorated since 1969. You know?
The caption I saw said it was decorated in 96.
96, okay.
And has not been redecorated. They just crank it up on a platform, have Christmas, lower it back down.
I'm sitting there looking at that and I'm going, well, first of all, they got a nice basement. They've got to have a nice basement to lower that thing down into and for it to stay looking good for a year. Not to get all nasty and moldy and crap. So they've got a very nice basement to put that thing in.
Yeah, but they got to clean that tree at least once a month to keep the dust off it.
Well, they probably have a sheet or something put over it down there.
I don't know. That was silly. Yeah, I mean that's cool and everything, but that's taking things a little too far.
But I'm sitting there, I'm looking at that video, and I'm going, that's really cool. That's at Thanksgiving afternoon when you put up your tree. See, if my wife had her druthers, she'd start decorating for Christmas now.
My brother leaves his Christmas tree up year round, sitting right on his hearth.
And we've come to the agreement over the years that the Christmas tree can go up or she can start decorating for Christmas and such after she sees Santa Claus on the Macy's Day Parade.
Oh, fair enough.
Now, after she sees Santa Claus on the Thanksgiving Macy's Parade, then she can start decorating. And I will tell you, she will start going through her Christmas stuff the week before Thanksgiving and move the boxes to the front of the garage so that as soon as she sees Santa Claus go by, she goes out to the garage and starts wheeling the boxes in. She already had gone through them and knows what she's going to start putting up. Because she's already taken all the Thanksgiving stuff down as soon as dinner was over with.
My mom, for Christmas, she had, I'm not kidding, a Christmas tree in every single room of the house. The bathrooms, the den, the dining room, the living room, the bedrooms, the kitchen, the laundry room. There was a Christmas tree in every room. There was 2 on the front porch and there was 1 on the boat dock.
You know, Paul, I do enjoy that victory.
And yes, this is almost like listening to my grandfather's talking. Well, we're old enough.
I do enjoy that little bit of a victory that, you know, I can't get her to do any decorations for she made one concession to me for Halloween, and she bought a small Halloween statue that goes on that she puts out every year for me. Okay. And then I've got to go looking for it, sort of like, you know, the elf on the shelf type thing. I got to go looking in throughout the house to try to find where she put it that year.
Right.
So, you know, it's like a hidden Easter egg. I got to go find it.
My next door neighbors have one of those giant skeletons out in their front yard.
Cool.
I can appreciate it because they decorate it for every holiday. They leave it up year round, but they decorate it for every holiday. For St. Patty's Day, they put a green sequence top hat on it and give him a clover to hold on to. They put a Santa Claus hat on it. They put a red, white, and blue top hat on it for 4th of July. I got to give them credit. They decorate that skeleton for every freaking holiday. Bunny ears. And every time they put a new decoration on it, take a picture and send it to my brother because he thinks it's funny as hell.
You know, Paul, you're right. I don't understand what it is with women and decorating for Christmas. I don't understand it.
My wife wants to buy a green pair of shoes. She goes, I have a red pair. What, you're going to wear one red one on the right foot and one green one on the left foot?
Don't give her ideas.
I know. I'm like, I've never even seen you wear those, whichever color it was she wanted to get, green. I've never seen you wear the red ones.
I should not have to explain this joke to you like I had to explain it to my wife. Okay. You may have seen the video. This woman comes out and she's dressed up as a Crayola crayon. And she's talking about how much she loves her husband. Her husband comes out and he's in his Marine uniform.
Oh, that's funny. Oh, man, that's funny. Oh my. We having sex tonight.
They're going to a Halloween party.
Oh.
That was I when I saw that my wife's, what are you laughing about? And I showed it to her and she goes, okay, so she's dressed up as a crayon and he's in his, he's obviously out of the Marines.
Yeah.
But he's wearing a Marine, and I was like, oh dear, do I really have to explain this to you?
Paul, is the husband a Marine? I mean, I'm not even I was never in the service and I got that. Oh no, 90% of the people wouldn't get that.
That's just it. 90% of the people would never get that, the double entendre there of that joke.
Right.
Of what was going on there.
Perfect. Perfect.
It was a green Crayola crayon she was dressed up as yet.
Minty fresh. Oh, I should not have laughed that hard at that.
I just thought that was absolutely hilarious.
Oh, spot on. Spot on.
That was like, no, if you gotta do, because most couple costumes suck, to be honest.
Oh yeah.
Most of them, you got Woody and what's her name from the
Toy Story, yeah.
Toy Story, yeah, okay.
Daisy, I think it was.
I don't. Ever since my grandson outgrew it, I haven't seen it since.
I think I only saw 1 and 2. I didn't see. I don't know 3, 4, and I think they're coming up with 5.
No, they've already. I think we've got 1 through 5. But whatever. We've got the ones that he wanted to watch, and because he'd come over and he'd sit down and watch them. So that and Blue. I'm so glad he outgrew Blue.
Okay.
Bluey.
Outfit.
Yeah, you're right, Paul. It must have been his favorite flavor.
Oh hell, one of the Slayton sisters got married.
No.
Yeah. Amy Slayton recently got married to her fiance on Halloween. And I think she's the one that had the fat surgery.
Ramen will be popping on here in a minute if her microphone and such are working. Her and the Slayton sisters go way back.
Oh wow! One of those had 2 kids. Wow. Amy has looks like 2 sons, 4 and 3.
I found them people so disgusting that I don't even pay them.
I only hear about them in passing. Something pops up on a feed, and I'll like, oh wow, they're still alive. Okay.
It's like that avocado kid. He went from looking like a normal person to a.
Oh, Nikocado.
Yeah.
But apparently he's back down to normal weight.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. Apparently,
well,
he looks really good.
His husband, I guess, made threats to leave him. But he was absolutely disgusting. That whole mukbang trend was absolutely disgusting.
Let's see. Let me throw this into side chat.
I mean, I used to eat a lot, and I would eat a lot sometimes on a bet. But
yeah, check the side chat there.
Yeah, I'm opening it now.
And apparently he is a phenomenal violinist. That's what I hear. I don't know.
You mean he's lost these bald pictures are him today?
Yeah.
Holy crap.
Yeah. And apparently he did it right, because from what I've seen, he doesn't have the baggy skin that everybody else had, or does have when they drop a bunch of weight real quick.
Well, he's still young enough that his skin's got enough elasticity to be able to bounce back.
33.
Yeah. Another 10 years and that stuff his skin would never go back.
Yeah, look at Ethan Rose.
Oh, wait a minute. It looks like he had surgery here. Oh, yeah. Let me share that picture.
Yeah, that whole mukbang thing, I never.
There you go.
When I eat a lot. Yeah.
Yeah. He had the skin.
I mean, I can polish off a large pizza. It's not that big a deal. The problem is I lose 3 pounds doing it. Takes so much energy to digest it, I don't get anything out of it.
Well, like I said, I made when I was young and dumb. Before 19, I mean, both times I did it, it was in the late 70s. It was before 1980. Before I left for Germany, I did both times. I did it at Luke. So 1978, 1979. Ate a 6-foot sub in 24 hours. And $10 worth of McDonald's in one sitting. And when you're $10 worth of McDonald's back in the day was a lot of McDonald's.
In the mid 80s, I was asked to leave an all-you-could-eat restaurant.
I've never had that happen.
What restaurant? Oh, Ryan's Steakhouse.
Oh.
But yeah, I was asked to leave. I had like 9 plates empty plates on my table, and they're like, "Sir, it's just you, and you're taking up space for other customers." I said, "But I'm not done eating." And they went, "Yes, you are." Like, can I at least get dessert? And I went, "No."
There's actually court cases now. People have sued for being asked to leave all-you-can-eat places.
I wear it as a badge of honor.
So now what they're doing is they're saying, especially like where they have different menus. You've got a breakfast menu and a lunch menu and a dinner menu.
Mm.
All right. if you paid for the lunch menu, your dinner menu is not included in that all you can eat.
Yeah, and once they stop serving lunch, you have to leave.
Right. Or they will tie a 3-hour window.
Or they'll make you buy another meal.
Right. Or you have to buy another meal, right?
Yeah.
But you can only be there on the one meal for 3 hours, or once the menu is changed, then you're done. Because that idiot with the lobsters,
Yeah.
He had 12 plates of lobster tail on his table, and then he ate like 2 of them and then threw the rest of them away.
No, I made sure to clean my plates.
Well, and so now if they can charge you for food that you throw away if you throw away an excessive amount of food.
Hell, I could go to all you could eat and just, if they have a good salad bar, I'm good.
Well, we used to have a Brazilian place here that we could, Brazilian barbecue. Have you ever eaten at one of those?
No, I haven't.
Oh, this is where they walk around with the big skewers of meat, and you got a tab or something on your table. Like the one at our place had a red side and a green side. And you'd flip it over to green, and they'd come around and slice off meat until you told them to stop.
Oh, nice.
And then if you flipped it to red, then they wouldn't come by. They just walk right past you.
Yeah, I could do that. I could do that. Easy.
So yeah, that was that was a great and the food was actually very good. It really was. The only complaint they had that I heard about the place was their salad bar was 6 items. And you couldn't get baked potatoes or you could get a baked potato, but you couldn't get mashed potatoes or French fries. If you want a potato, they brought you out a baked potato.
To me, potato is potato. I don't care how it's made. So, potato's potato.
It was a real interesting place, but I mean that was my place to go for my birthday. I loved going there for my birthday because I knew I was going to get all the steak and other type of meats that I like.
Yeah.
They even had rabbit.
I gotta think about where we're going to eat for my birthday. We always go out to eat for everybody's birthday. Usually, except for mine. My wife and I will stay home and she will make me spaghetti. But she's really pushing going out to eat this year.
My wife has wanted to take me out to dinner since my birthday was the middle of last month. And we still haven't gone out for my birthday. I cooked my own dinner on my birthday. And I ate it alone because my wife was at work, and by the time she got home, it was on a Tuesday. By the time she got home, I was already in bed asleep because I had to work third shift on Tuesday nights.
So I don't know how you do that. And I meant to ask, do you just stay a third shift person, or do you?
No, I just stay third shift person 2 nights a week. That's it. That's all. I'm allowed to work 16 hours a week. That's all I'm allowed to work.
Well, no, outside of that, are you still a third shift person?
Oh, no.
You stay up all night and go to bed.
Good God, no. No, I'm in bed at 9 o'clock, 9:30 at night, and I get up about 4. between 3 and 4 I get up.
Boy, that's really got to mess with a person's schedule. 2 nights a week being up all night.
Well, I'll go back about 4 o'clock, 4:30, lay down and sleep until 8.
Yeah.
And then get up, make my coffee, drink a cup of coffee. Then I'll make a thermos. I'll make my 72-ounce thermos of coffee and my 40-ounce cold caffeinated drinks. So I'm taking 100 and some odd ounces of caffeine into work with me. And then those will both be empty by the time I get home in the morning.
I wish my body worked like that.
Then
if I take a nap from 4 to 8, 4 to 9,
right,
I'm up for the next 18 hours.
And
my body goes, "Oh, you slept? You're up. You're going to do a day. I don't care what time it is. You're up for this many hours."
Then I'll get home at 7:30, 7:45. Lay down at 9 o'clock, sleep until noon. Then get back up and go back to bed at 9 o'clock that night.
I mean, last night I went to bed at 7:42 and got 7 hours of sleep. It's the first time I've gotten more than 5.5 hours sleep in about 3 weeks.
Right.
And I was up at 3:41. And I will be up until 9, 10, 11 o'clock tonight. I will not be able to go to sleep.
Well, see, don't forget, I'm taking gabapentin and hydrocodone at 9 o'clock at night. So,
Well, yeah, okay.
Yeah, and I'm taking my third gabapentin and third hydrocodone at 9 o'clock.
Ouch. I do not envy you.
7, 3, and 9. I take all that good stuff.
I need to restock my pill container because it's all out of whack.
I stock mine once a week.
Well, I have a 2-week pill deal, and I wanted it readily available to me, so I just wanted to get it all full so I didn't have to keep track of it while I was driving. I could just open it up, take a pack, and just be done.
The problem with those things, that if I ever travel, is you get pulled over and you've got your medication in that and you don't have the bottles with you, you're going to go to jail.
Yeah, because they have no way of verifying what medication is.
Right.
But I always carry my medicine with me. Well, wait a minute. I can't take 2 of those.
So.
Yeah, I always carry my medication with me when I travel, so I have documentation of it. I don't need to have
that's what I do. It's fortunately I don't travel that much anymore. Somebody else is suing Trump.
Who this time?
Somebody by the name of Cheryl. Shrill. Threatens to sue Trump over illegal order. Whatever. There's always somebody suing Trump over something now.
Well, the problem is you can't sue the government per se. You can't sue the president. You can sue Donald Trump, but you can't sue him as the president.
Oh, this is the New Jersey governor. Candidate for governor who'll probably be elected today.
If it's a Democrat, it probably will be.
Yeah. And it's got to be overbringing the National Guard, looking to help ICE.
Yeah, because they have realized that they can't stop him from deporting people. Now they're trying to stop him from apprehending people.
Right.
And yeah, I read something along those lines last night, and it's just like, if it says you got 3 options and number 2 nullifies every one of your arguments. Number 1 doesn't, number 3 doesn't, but number 2 obliterates every one of your arguments. It's like you don't have a leg to stand on, but you're going to do it just to cost the taxpayers money and attempt to delay the inevitable. That's all they're doing, is they're just trying to delay it because they know they cannot win.
Oh, the Democrat. Okay, this Mickey Sherrill. It's a female former Navy helicopter pilot.
Navy or Marines, one or the other.
So, but yeah, she's making a campaign promise that she'll sue Trump if she's elected. So, oh well.
Yeah.
Such is life.
Such is.
Yeah, sue Trump over something that you're going to lose, but you say you're going to do it in order to get people out to vote for you. You know you're going to lose it because the court cases have already determined that as long as he's using the troops to protect federal property, he can do it.
Yep.
There's nothing you can't stop it.
That's what I'm saying. They know they can't win, so they're going to delay it as long as they can by frivolous lawsuits.
Yep.
At the cost to the taxpayer. They don't care.
Oh no. But yeah. Well, I tried. See what I tried to do for you?
Right?
I wish I was able to stream tomorrow, because tomorrow could be a good day for politics.
I want to say Monkey said he wasn't going to stream last night. He was going to wait until today, but for some reason, I think he's skipping today and waiting for Wednesday.
Yeah, waiting for the
results.
For all these results to come in.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, I will be in bed asleep by 9 o'clock. I am unfunctional.
Well, the luxury of living on the West Coast is I'm 3 hours behind, so I already get to see the results before it's even, dinner time.
Yeah, I'm just saying, 9 o'clock in the morning when I'm normally streaming on Wednesdays and Sundays, I have fallen asleep sitting on the couch talking to the wife on Sunday morning.
Mm-hmm.
So
I can believe that.
Yeah, we'll be. She said I would have said something to her, then leaned my head back, and the next thing she heard out of me was that little soft snore.
Oh, there's a conversation ender.
Yep. Oh, she said she's never seen anybody fall asleep as fast as I do when I go to bed.
My wife can sleep at any time during the day.
I'll go back to bed. I will, She'll walk into the bathroom to, take her contacts out. And she'll come out and say something to me, and I will be fast asleep. No. We talked while when she went to go in the bathroom. We were talking. She'll come out of the bathroom, and all she did is take out her contacts and wash her hands. That takes just a couple of minutes. And I'm out. But then, like I said, I crawl into a nice warm bed because I've preheated it with the electric blanket. So it's all nice and cozy.
Last night I got home at 5 o'clock and I was, milling around the house for about an hour. And I said, "What the fuck time is it? Midnight already?" My wife was like, "No, it's 6 o'clock." And I went, "I ain't going to make it."
You were already out for the count.
Whatever time it was, I went to bed 7:30, 7:45. I went upstairs. I said, "Sweetie, I'm gone." And I remember getting in bed, and usually it takes me a couple of minutes to get comfortable. I don't even remember getting comfortable. I just remember sliding between the sheets and pulling it up over my shoulder, and the next thing I know, I'm waking up. I'm like, what the hell happened?
That's it. Now, when I get up in the morning, if I set up, I've got no choice but to get out of bed because the cats have taken over my spot in the bed. They come running over and jump into where I was just laying, and they stretch out.
No, if I think I'm awake, I'm awake. Like if I get up in the middle of the night to go pee, I know I'm going back to bed. But if my eyes open up and I go, "Oh crap, I'm awake," I'm up. There's no going back to sleep after that.
Well, let's go ahead and call this now because I have got to make a run. So no sense in asking you to carry on the project here for a few minutes. So
No.
Everybody try to have a good day and enjoy yourselves. Be good. Be with the ones you love and love the ones that you are with. All right?
Have the best day that you can possibly have.
All right, y'all. And Thursday, I never promise to be in on Wednesday unless there's something extremely important that keeps me out of bed.